Hello, and welcome to the Carolinas Luxury Real Estate Podcast, Season 5. For all those new to the podcast, feel free to follow the link in this episode to our past seasons and explore all the great luxury real estate content. On today's episode, we are talking about the new hit TV show, Selling Charlotte. I'm your host, Sam Sparks, and joining me to discuss this new show is Erika Mendoza, who is one of the selected agents for the show and an experienced agent at Ibster Jackson Christie's International. Thanks for joining me today, Erika.
Thanks so much for having me. Glad to be here.
Yeah, we're glad to have you on the show, and I have to say I'm excited to cover this because I've seen firsthand, how TV shows like this can really improve the market.
Absolutely. I'm definitely excited to be a part of it and to just discuss some of the things that have been happening here in Charlotte lately.
Absolutely. Well, let's jump on into it. All right. So can you tell us a little bit about your background and what brought you to Ibster Jackson Christie's International?
Sure. Well, I have been in the real estate industry for a little over 15 years now. Originally from California, Orange County, California, moved here in 98 and got into real estate in 2007, dabbled in it for a few years during the, recession, and then went full time, I think it was about 2011. So I have recently joined Ibster Jackson Christie's International as of July of this year, and really wanted to, kind of tap into more of the luxury market. I know the broker in charge, who's a good friend of mine, Liza Community, and she's, one of the reasons I'm here. So here I am and glad to be here.
Absolutely. And Liza's great. We've had her on the podcast before. Sharp woman there.
Absolutely. She's one of the best.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, let's just jump into these fun topics about the show.
Sure.
What is the format of the show? Is there a script, and how does filming the show work?
Okay. Well, the format of the show is they are 30-minute episodes. We are on a hybrid schedule, airing every other month. So we take a month to do all of the pre-production filming. There's 5 to 6 agents per episode, with about 5-minute segments a piece, and we air every other month. So there's a total of 6 episodes per year. So we're on a hybrid schedule. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And is there a script, or do they just kind of let you free form?
Oh, sorry, I did mull over that question, didn't I? Sorry. No, it is definitely 100% non-scripted. We create our own content. We're our own, production manager, if you will, and so it's really just on the agents to create that content and to showcase whatever they feel like showcasing on their segment.
Wow, that's some pretty good freedom right there.
Yeah, it's not like there's no pressure whatsoever with that.
Well, I think that's pretty great.
Yeah.
So how did you get involved in being asked to be on the show? Was there auditions, or how did they approach you?
So they actually approached me back in 2018 when I was at a different company, and they approached myself and a couple of my colleagues at that time. I don't believe that video promo or, anything like that was as prominent back then. So it kind of dwindled down back then, and they circled back around back this past year in August. And I got an email because I was in their database. It was a very conversational roundtable type of setup over here at the, what is that building over there? Uptown Charlotte, the Charlotte Convention Center. And just had a conversation with Craig Sewing, who is the CEO and founder of the show. He flew in to talk with some of the selected agents that they brought on to interview, sort of like a casting. And just a couple of days later, he called me personally and said, "Hey, I haven't heard back from you, but I would really like for you to be a part of this if you're interested." And so that's how that happened. So.
We talked a little off air. How many different people were kind of up for this? You said, like, how many people were they looking through?
Well, as you're aware, there's about 22,000 agents in Charlotte. They believe they interviewed, I want to say, anywhere between 200 to 300 agents is what we were told. So they had, I think, 3 different days that they were interviewing some agents, and they vetted them obviously through their social media, through their production level, things like that. And so got selected.
That has to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it does. Feels great.
Awesome. So, what is your role on the show, and how does real estate play into the storyline?
So my role is real estate expert and lifestyle expert, along with American Dream TV TV host. And so the way that the real estate plays into it, they really want us to showcase the lifestyle and the culture in Charlotte with a little bit of real estate. So the way that that factors in is we have the ability to showcase the finest properties in Charlotte, our own listings for our sellers. So it definitely sets us apart with being able to provide that extra level of service to our clients, to our seller clients. So that's how real estate plays a role
Okay.
into the show.
And I mean, obviously, I watch HGTV, and as a former real estate agent, I watch real estate shows like Selling Sunset.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
how does this kind of compare to like something like Selling Sunset?
It's definitely not a reality show. Like I said, it's non-scripted. It's 100%, authentic, and nothing like Sunset. I mean, nothing against them. It's
No.
entertaining, but it's definitely more positive media, if you will.
Yeah, not a drama reality show.
Not a drama reality show now.
That's great. Okay. Now, what are some of the challenges of being involved in a production in terms of time commitment, preparation? I know you kind of touched upon that a little bit.
Well, some of the challenges is obviously it is a little time consuming trying to come up with your creative content, locations to shoot. One of the challenges that I had, I can actually give you an example. The first episode that I aired or that I featured was, or the first episode that I did was Charlotte FC. So I interviewed the MLS Next Pro president Darius Barnes through Charlotte FC or for Charlotte FC, and I had to go through some some protocols within Major League Soccer and Bank of America Stadium and things like that. So it was a little bit of a process, and challenges the elements, right? Weather comes into play, coordinating schedules with like hair and makeup, coordinating schedules with different venues that I showcase. So there are some challenges that come along with that.
And do you work with the producers once you've kind of got your content? Do they kind of edit it, or, say this is great, or we need to work on this, anything like that?
Yes. So I have a really good videographer that I actually use for my listings, Mario Bianco with Skycam Digital. He's fantastic. So I was able to use my own videographer. They allowed me to do that after they vetted him, of course. So he is super experienced in video production. So he has really helped me, throughout this process and making the correct notes for the editors. And they do have a post-production team. Yes, that kind of puts all of this together. So they communicate a little more than I do.
Gotcha. Sometimes it's better to let the creatives
Yes,
just go over
let them. Exactly.
All right. Have you experienced any unique situations on the show this far? And what do you think people would find interesting about that?
Unique situations. I mean, I have a funny story.
Yeah, good.
I mean, I don't know how funny it is. I thought it was funny because I was involved, but the very first location that I featured on the first episode, was at Aura Rooftop. And it took me about an hour. Obviously, with my first episode, so I was a little nervous, and killed it, right? We got through it within, I think it was like 45 minutes. When it was all said and done, I was sipping on a Red Bull. I went to go finish my Red Bull, and I got stung in the mouth by a bee.
Oh
So
my.
that was a little insane. I've never been stung by a bee ever in my life. I had no idea if I was allergic. And that was the very first location. So I still had to head over to Charlotte FC. So as you can imagine, I was freaking out.
Well, what's a bee doing on a rooftop? Come on now.
It was in my Red Bull cup, or my Red Bull. Yeah,
That makes no sense.
none.
Oh,
Sweet.
well, and you already kind of touched on this a little bit, about how many episodes there's going to be in the season. But when did they actually come out? I know you said one's already been released.
One was released November the 26th, so it was a weekend after Thanksgiving. Like I said, we're on a hybrid schedule, so it's every other month. It looks like there's 2 shows that are being featured every month. So they've split the agents. I think they split them from like the greater Charlotte, or the Charlotte area to Lake Norman. And mine always seems to air at the end of the month. But some of the networks that that we're on is Bloomberg, Fox, ABC, CBS, CW, NBC. So I think it really just depends on the timing, right? And whatever contracts they have at that time on where we're going to be featured. So my first episode was featured on CBS.
Okay.
But if anybody misses that episode, they're streaming too. So we have Roku, Apple, all the streaming channels.
Yeah, and I definitely looked through it over the weekend to try and find it on was it Paramount Plus or Peacock? Some of those places you get like Fox or CBS. I couldn't find it yet, but I'm going to keep looking. I might just have to pay for it, but I definitely want to watch the show and compare. All right, Erika. Well, now it is time for the lightning round portion of the podcast, where I ask you a series of icebreaker questions for you to answer quickly with the first thing that pops into your head.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, you ready to go?
Bring it.
All right. What is your favorite real estate TV show currently?
My favorite real estate TV show currently, Buying Beverly Hills.
Okay, nice. I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, yeah.
If you were coming onto a stage, what would your entrance theme song be?
Oh, my God. I don't know, but probably something with Drake.
I knew that was coming. I had a feeling. All right. What is the most used emoji on your phone right now?
Oh God, the little hand up sign. I'm not really sure what that is. Kind of like an awesome sign, raise the roof, maybe.
Okay. Mine would have to be a laughing face emoji. People make me laugh too often.
This one.
Okay. What's an album you recommend that has no bad songs?
Oh God. Parachutes by Coldplay.
Okay, that's good. Throwing it back. I like it.
Yeah. I'm old soul. The Beatles, I love, yeah.
It's hard for me to find an album that has like no bad songs these days. There is like always at least one song, but it's impressive when they do it.
Yeah, but Coldplay's a good one.
Oh yeah, I agree. Grew up to that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last one. What's one thing you wish could be automated in your job?
What's one thing that could be automated?
One thing you wish was to make your day easier and like just get it out the way.
Oh, my calendar. I wish someone could just jot everything on my calendar and tell me where to be and where to go.
Don't have an assistant? Come on now.
Well, there you go. I need an assistant. So if anybody's looking, I'm hiring.
Nice. Perfect. Well, once again, thank you, Erika, for joining me today and talking about selling Charlotte. It was great hearing about your experiences. And obviously, for all those who've not checked out the show, please go watch.
Absolutely.
And Erika, how can people contact you if they have questions or need help with real estate?
Sure. Instagram is a great way to follow me. It's at GG, the number 2 NC, which stands for Garden Grove, number 2 in North Carolina, because I'm from Garden Grove. Or you can give me a call at 980-395-1003.
All right. Well, if anyone wants more information about the firm, you can visit us at ivisterjackson.com. Thank you so much for watching.